Welcome to Beefy Bets. We're going over all of our favorite picks and bets for UFC 301, Pantoja versus Urseg. Your boy got coming fresh off of getting rear-ended at a stoplight like 30 minutes ago, so I'm ready to go.
Yes,
Got my
sir.
heart, got my blood flowing.
Yes, sir. Probably not the most fun way to start your Thursday evening for you. However, I will say, at least we're doing some UFC bets. Get you a little distracted, let you sip down some bankies, and really throw some ideas around. Maybe get some money made.
Yeah, no, exactly. I'm gonna need. And plus, we got to get our lick back. This is revenge week, baby.
Yeah, I
We
forgot. Yeah,
took L's last week.
last week we got stoned. We took shots on net and none hit. Usually, at least we get
But
one goal.
exactly. It's very rare. I think that's the first time since like the Beefy Bets era that we've
Yeah.
been blanked. There's been a week or two where we weren't in the green, but we nailed some picks. First week getting blanked, but that's cool. It's a get back week. I got some picks I love this week.
Yeah, I do too. I definitely do too. I think being in Brazil and Rio is going to play a little bit of a factor in some of these picks, and also has played a big factor in some of these money lines, and I think we can take some advantage of that. That being said, are we starting main event or are we going bottom of card up?
For the people's sake, for the casuals out there, start with the main event.
Perfect. So we have Alexandre Pantoja minus 190, Steve Urseg plus 160. Pantoja, obviously the champion. Steve Urseg, number 10. I'll be honest. I got
That's
Pantoja.
moved.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Pantoja went from minus 245 to minus 190. That Urseg money's coming in. That's interesting.
Absolutely, which is why I'm actually going 2 stars on Pantoja here. It's nothing against Urseg. It's just that I think Pantoja really is still in his prime. He's 34, so not the 35-year-old curse that is so prevalent at bantamweight or featherweight and lower, whatever you want to call it, lightweight and lower, whatever the hell you want to call it. And then also, I do think Pantoja is going to mix the martial arts a lot more than anyone Urseg has fought yet, and I think that could cause Urseg a lot of problems. Because I think he's good grappling, and I think he's really good striking, but I don't know how he's going to be able to do in the transitions between the two, which Pantoja thrives in.
Oh yeah, and Pantoja with tons of 5 round experience. Urseg, I'm a big Urseg guy. Like I think I've Urseg power ranked 5 or something like that. But it's like just kind of too much too soon. I guess you can say. I think that's fair to say. Just maybe. I mean, I saw a meme the other day that was like Urseg got signed after Bilal Muhammad's last fight, but got the title shot first, which is like that's wild. He got accelerated to the top.
Yeah, he got ultra fast tracked. Yeah, I mean, I think Urseg, in all honesty, is probably going to have a little bit more success on the feet. But I also think that Pantoja's style is going to present Urseg some problems he hasn't had to deal with yet. Because Pantoja does have that kind of sit back, read your shots, and then he blitzes into like this hard, like savage combo, and then he's trying to essentially end the combo with you standing your ground and him getting up onto the grappling sequence, kind of working from like an underhook, a low single, something like that, or a high single, something like that. And so it's like, I just think in those transitional phases, like in that sequence right there, like I don't think Urseg gets off the center line and skates out of the way and is able to get away from Pantoja's movement in that combination. I think he gets caught up. I think he has to grapple, and I don't know if he can transitionally grapple like that with Pantoja.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna go. I'm only going 1 star though. I do feel like there is this danger element, this kind of unknown element, because it's almost like we don't know what we don't know with Ursa because he hasn't been around that long. So it's like you can't fail the guy for a test he hasn't been given. You know what I mean? So I'm going 1 star. I probably won't actually bet this one, but I'll pick Pantoja on verdict. Probably by decision, I would imagine. Yeah, I'd imagine it would be a by decision.
Yeah, I think the Pantoja decision sounds probably more likely than anything else. Right now, Pantoja by decision you can get at plus 200. So maybe something to keep in mind there. That said, we can keep it pushing. This next one, super interesting to me. Maybe the most interesting fight on the card as far as Um, gonna be a great fight, and I don't know who's gonna win, but I know who I'd like to win. It's Jose Aldo plus 125 after an 18-month layoff, fighting in Rio at home. The King of Rio, Jose Aldo, taking on Jonathan Martinez minus 150. This clearly is like a bet on Martinez is still climbing and Aldo is falling off with the age and the layoff.
Yeah, this is almost all age gap with me, man. I can't get over that. I know you've been wavering, kind of, thinking about the little Aldo sprinkle, which may not be the worst bet in the world, but I just cannot get over that age gap at bantamweight. Aldo has been taking boxing matches, and I believe a weight class that's higher than 135 pounds. I don't know exactly what weight class he boxed at, but I'm willing to bet it was bigger than 135. So he hasn't had to do that cut in a while. I want to say he's 37 years old. And then old Uncle Chael always likes to say that like MMA is the only sport where home court is a disadvantage. Like we saw Derek Lewis get beaten in Houston as a famous example. I don't know, man. I'm not wavering. Give me the young lion Martinez, but I'm only going one star. There are other fights earlier on the card that I think from a bettor's perspective have more value. But on verdict, I'm going Martinez. Probably by decision again. I don't because he has that kicky style. I think Aldo might struggle with that range. Martinez, really smart striker. Is Aldo going to want to wrestle after being in a bunch of boxing camps? And I can see it being a striking battle. Aldo struggles with the range and the distance, and Martinez getting a decision. But I'm only going one star on Martinez.
Well, I would say as far as I have one star for Aldo, but my reasons being that I mean, you think about Rob Font, he outstruck him for 3 rounds. You think about Pedro Munoz, he outstruck him for 3 rounds. You think about Chito Vera, he outstruck him for 3 rounds. Granted, these are all 3 or 4 years ago almost. However, I'm just saying that he is a top-end striker himself, and I think he's still a better grappler than Martinez, but I think more importantly, stylistically, like you said, Martinez is a kicker, well, Aldo's a leg kicker. And what's like poison for a guy that throws kicks is getting your legs chopped out.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I think Martinez is a better striker than everybody you just named. Now, is he a better striker than Peter Yan? Maybe not, but Peter Yan was able to beat Aldo. So, I think Martinez's striking is more on the caliber of like a Piotr Yan than a Pedro Munoz. Personally, like, I'm pretty high on the kid. So
I think Cheeto's probably on the same level.
I am also in like, see, it's crazy. As a human, I'm a huge Cheeto fan. But like, as far as his fight style, I'm like literally hate it so much. It's like I don't know if there's a fighter where I'm more split on like I love the out of the cage, hate the in the cage.
No,
But
I
but
feel
yeah,
it.
but
Um,
no, either way, I mean we're one star either way. It's a close fight. It's a close money line. Like I don't know. Like
yeah,
it's a.
and I think
I
it'll
think that's
be a
why we're
close
so
fight.
excited to watch it.
It's probably one that I shouldn't bet, but I am going to do a Brazil parlay just for UFC 301 in Rio. And also, just to speak to he's fought in Rio plenty of times, so it won't be like a new walk or like all the pressure on him, and he's not the main event either. Um,
Great points. Also, very good points. Yeah, for sure.
but I say we keep it pushing because I think this money line's a little crazy. We're gonna get to one that is literally the same money line, but way crazier to me. But this fight is gonna be light heavyweights. Anthony Smith. I don't have the rankings here in front of me. I do.
I
Anthony
want to say he's like 8.
Smith. Number 10, taking on that's probably where you honestly should be further back. Anyway, Anthony Smith, number 10, plus 425, taking on Vitor Petrino, minus 650.
Woo!
I'm not going to get tricked by Big Bogdan here. I know Petrino's the right number, is the right pick here. I would say he's a 3-star, but I don't have that much confidence because I could see Anthony Smith winning on like just being the seasoned vet and Petrino taking Rio too seriously in his first time ever fighting there. And it's a big moment for him. So I don't love the number at minus 650. So for that reason, I'm actually just going to put this as like a 1.5 to 1 star, really. Like more of a pick that it's a fight I could just never bet is essentially what I would say.
Yeah, no value here. So I gave it a 2-star, and I give out my stars before I know what the number is. It's just like levels of confidence based off my power rankings. And so I think this is a good example of the power rankings here. So I have Vitor Petrino at 8 in my personal power rankings, and I have Anthony Smith all the way down at 16.
Yeah, that's what I was
Um,
saying. I didn't know if he deserved to be in the top 15. We agree on that.
so that's by my metrics and how I go about making my picks. That's a 2-star because there's
A two-tier
a
gap.
tier, a 2-tier gap basically, tier and a half. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's a 2-star for me. But to your point on the number, 650 should be a 3-star, right? Like
should
if the
be.
money line's that big. So that's a no bet, right? Just explaining our system here, how we arrive at these conclusions. 2-star confident, minus 650 money line, that don't mesh. That's not the value where you want to find it. So yeah, no bet for me, but a 2-star pick.
Yeah, exactly. So Vegas just essentially isn't honoring the true value of Petrino here. They're waiting it to try to get people to bite on Smith. That essentially tells me this is more of a Petrino lock. But at minus 650, it's just impossible to bet unless you're running like a 7 or 8 legger here. That said, we can keep it pushing. We'll go to, I believe, middleweights here. Michelle Pereira, minus 850,
Oh
justified.
my god, that's brutal. It moved
Justified.
400 points.
I know, justified though against Ihor Potieria plus 500. Potieria, awful.
Now I will say, at least my pick matches the money line because this was a 3-star for me, but unfortunately I can't bet it at that number. But this was a 3-star, and obvious reasons. But yeah, at that number, you can't do it. Earlier in the week, it was at minus 425. Shout out to those early bird bettors that got that value. It has climbed 400 points.
Yeah, 100%. That was a guy that at minus 425 I loved for the parlay for like a 5 or even 6 leg if you could get him. You know what I mean? Because when all these guys were 450 and under, like because Petrino opened I think at 450 or 400. So it's like if you could have gotten all these guys at those values, justified. But so many sharps, I guess, saw that, took that, have bet it up, that we're here now with this breakdown for you. Yeah, all that said, like you, lockstep would be a 3-star. Absolutely can't bet it at minus 850. I see Potieria getting just absolutely flatlined. We can check the value here on Pereira by KO. I don't hate that. Pereira by KO minus 150. So we're
Ooh, okay.
still not. I mean, it's not terrible for prop of the week. I mean, it's not bad, especially to put into a
Hey,
prop parlay.
you know how I like to do my method of victory 2-leggers, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not scared. I'm not scared because we lost one.
and
I hit them.
at minus 150, that's pretty solid value.
Yeah, agreed. I don't hate that by KO number. That was actually in my notes as one of my prop of the week like options. So I'm not too mad at it. On a minus 850 money line, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right? Yeah. I mean, you're getting 6 times the value essentially for just saying a KO instead of a victory. So
agreed, bro.
we can keep it pushing though to the opener of the main card. That's going to be Paul Craig. This is where I think the value is absolutely misplaced. Paul Craig plus 420, plus 425. Caio Baralho, his opponent, minus 650. I actually like Craig as my dog of the week here.
One second, I'm noting down that Craig money line as you say
Actually,
is plus
I'm probably gonna go.
425.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go dog of the week with someone else. But I do love Paul Craig here, and I especially love Craig by submission. Let's see what that line is sitting at. Craig by submission is. This is. There's no way. It's plus 750.
What, bro? If that's real, then I'll sprinkle that. You'd be dumb not to.
Yeah, honestly, this is crazy. This is. Yeah, I mean, that's what it's saying. And then let me see what Paul Craig. Most likely outcome victory they predict here. Craig, I mean, that's his most likely outcome. They're giving him plus 7. They have to honor the plus 425. I'm going to get a Paul Craig by sub ticket. I'm just telling people.
I think so. I think that's what the sprinkle, right? Like a half a unit, 1 unit, like
I do
I
five
mean,
leg parlays that don't get that value. Hell yeah, it's worth it.
and imagine how lit you'll be if that hits. I mean,
Oh,
that's gonna feel fantastic. Yeah, man. So I mean, that being said, so according to my own power rankings and why Harrison's spotting the value here, I'll word it in a different way. I have this as a 1-star pick, and here's why. Your middleweight, Paul Craig at 18 and Baralio at 14.
yeah,
That
they're
doesn't
close.
look like yeah, exactly. That money line does not align with how me or you see this fight. So
Yeah,
that being said, like on verdict, I'm probably going to do a Baralio like 1-star, but like to Harrison's value is off and there's values on the Craig side. And so like as a better looking at this, like maybe Craig by sub a little sprinkle. I'm not mad at it.
yeah, absolutely agree. Yeah, I think Paul Craig should be plus 150 to plus 175 here. Should be what the actual number should be. So to get him at plus 425 is unbelievable. Uh oh, I got the ESPN ad playing. We're out of it. We're out of it. Don't worry, no copyrights here. We'll keep it pushing to the prelims with that ESPN ad interjecting. That was our commercial break. Welcome back. We have featherweights. Jack Shore plus 140 taking on Joe Anderson Brito minus 170. I actually really like Brito here. I have him as 2 stars, and I'm going to put him on a parlay 100%.
Really? Okay. First off, I'm stoked for this fight as a fan, like just to watch it. I got Brito 1-star though. I got to be honest. So I may not bet it, but I'm also picking Brito. So I mean, that's both of us like the same guy, and I'm sure for similar reasons.
So
Let's see if I have.
So mine is basically it's not MMA math, but it is level of opponent in the UFC. So Brito has the one loss in the UFC, and it's his debut against Bill Algeo, and it's a decision. I mean, okay, I'm not gonna hold it against you. Then he goes on a run of knocking out Andre Fili, 41 seconds, great KO. Then he knocks out Lucas Alexander.
Can though.
Yeah,
Ultra can.
Ahu KO's 2 minute sub though. I don't hate it. Then he KOs Weston Wilson 3 minutes. Terrible. Hate Weston
Ultra
Wilson.
can.
And then he subs JSP in his last fight out. Now,
Yeah, that's a good one.
I agree. So I just think level of opponent there between all of them is going to be much higher than. Listen to Jack Shore's here for me for a second. We have for Jack Shore Nohelan Hernandez, Aaron Phillips, Hunter Azure, Ludovic Sholinian, Timur Valiev. None of these guys are still signed, by the way. Every single one of those guys.
Yeah. But both of these guys are can crushers, though. Like, basically, I mean, I know Jonathan Pierce, but even that's aged a little poorly. It wasn't as good, today as it was 2 weeks ago.
Okay, but here's what I'm saying is split decision win over Hunter Azure, unanimous decision Ludovic Sholinian, unanimous decision Timur Valiev, lost to Ricky Simone by sub in the second round, and then he subbed Makwan Amirkhani in the second round in his last fight. Makwan Amirkhani just lost in PFL. So I'm not counting that as a quality.
No, I feel you. Well, to your point, in an ultra deep featherweight division, I have Brito at 16, bro. I'm high on Brito. Like, I'm picking him. I kind of have a little more respect on Jack Shore's name than you do, but like I'm picking Brito. I'm just not ultra bullish on it. So I mean, it's in consideration. You go 2 stars. I don't think you're crazy.
So here's what else is interesting that I was going to bring up is Tapology has their own rankings, right? Going back to the last fight real fast, Paul Craig 23 in the world at middleweight, Kyle Browley 15 at middleweight. So they're reflecting what we're saying that they're very close in ranking. And then
Yeah, we haven't even closer though.
Agreed. And then you have Brito here at 18 and Jack Shore at 33. I think I have him higher and Jack Shore lower in my own rankings. So I honestly, it's like I have to take that line for sure.
When Jack Shore's been inactive, he's so inactive that I actually don't even have him in my rankings because he hasn't fought in the rankings era. So, yeah, he's been inactive too. So you got that factor as well on the Brito side.
That's a great point. It's a great point. But let's keep it pushing. This is going to be my dog of the week, 100%. The Paul Craig, I'm going to take the sub ticket. Karolina Kowalkiewicz, strawweight, plus 325. Yasmin Lucindo, minus 450. I would pick Kowalkiewicz even if she was minus 130. So I think I'm going to go 2 stars, Kowalkiewicz, plus 325.
Yeah, this is my dog of the week too. I definitely got to get a ticket on this. I have this. I see this way different than Vegas does. I mean, no. For example, I have them one spot apart. So regardless of who I have ranked higher, I have them one spot apart in my power rankings. How is 1 a 3-1 favorite? So the value is so much on the Kowalkiewicz side. Now she's 38. This whole money line is about age. She's 38, but she's looked pretty good her last couple of fights out. And then Yasmin Lucindo, only 22 and like very raw,
In
but like
Rio.
dangerous. Yeah, in Rio. So like if anybody's gonna get nervous, it's her probably. Maybe that's fair to say, maybe it's not. But you see how I'm arriving there.
Well, and just to bring Tapology into play here once more, Kowalkiewicz 14, Lucindo 31. So they're saying that in their rankings they have a pretty large gap for Kowalkiewicz. I don't have it that large, but I'm just saying that if you have, I have, and Tapology all have Kowalkiewicz as essentially the better or equal to fighter, plus 325, I have to take it. It's not even a question. I have to.
No, yeah, I love it. That's one of my favorite bets. So for all the, I kept giving out 1 stars, giving out 1 stars. I'm giving out a fat dog of the week here that I'm super confident in. Yeah, I mean, for my own rankings, I have Kowalkiewicz at 21 and Lucindo at 22. So, like, I have them very close, but, like, value-wise, like, on the Kowalkiewicz side, like, she's very capable of winning that fight. The money line tells you it shouldn't be close, and she's washed, and she's, and I'm just not seeing it that way.
100% agree with you. Let's keep it pushing to the guy that hunted mastodons and fought saber-toothed. We have lightweights Mick Tybeck Ortelby, minus 250, taking on Elvis Brenner, plus 205. I was trying to talk myself into the Brenner plus 205 here. I talked myself back into Ortelby 2 stars.
Agreed. I do think Brenner. See, it's hard to say that Brenner's going to be his hardest fight because he has a win over Euros Medic, who I think Euros Medic is better than Brenner. And he did my boy Euros dirty too.
I know.
He made it look easy. Yeah, you know what? I had this as a 1 star. It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't hit the spirit right having that as a 1 star. I'm adding a 2nd star. I'm with you. Or my 2-star parlay candidate for sure.
Yeah, for my real life parlay, in other words, like the non-Brazil parlay, he's 100% going to make it on there as well. But yeah, let's keep pushing to the prelim opener. We have featherweights William Gomes plus 100 versus Gian Silva minus 120. You kind of have talked me into the Gomes plus 100 here.
Bro, I'm letting my nuts hang on this pick. I'm letting my nuts hang on this pick, bro. I'm giving Gomes as a 3-star. This is my I'm all over it. I love Gomes in this one, and let me tell you why, folks. What is this? Is this featherweight or bantamweight? Featherweight. Gomes, where you at, Gomes? I have Gomes at 21, which at men's featherweight is very high. Like, I'm high on this guy.
Yeah, that's good.
And then, you said Gene Silva, right?
Yep.
Here, Gene Silva, I have all the way down here at 57, bro. Like, I'm just not on Gene Silva. But you know who else I have right above him is Isaac Dulgarian, who you kind of like. So, like, I have him with the Dulgarians of the world, the Sungwoo Choi's of the world, the Jamal Emmers of the world. Like, I think he's that caliber of guy. Like, am I way off base here? Like,
no. If it makes you feel any better, Tapology agrees with you. They have Gomes 30 spots ahead of Gian Silva on their rankings.
That's how I feel, bro. That's how I feel. The Jaguar, William Gomes.
Now I did look into a little saucy Kowalkiewicz Gomes two dog parlay. Pays out the same as Craig by sub plus 750.
Wow. Yeah, the Craig by sub is honestly probably a better play, and I like both of those dogs.
Yeah, I feel like I might be just doing a bunch of little sprinkles all over the place this week, just trying to hit the big fish.
The Craig by sub, the Kovacevic straight. We have another prop coming up real soon that I'm really high on as well that I want to get your opinion on. And then we have Orba in the parlay. I'm considering even putting Gomez in the parlay. I'm so high on that pick, that value.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't even hate replacing Aldo with Gomez in my parlay to keep the value super similar. Like when I do the Brazil versus non, like, okay, go to my real parlay, put in Gomez in place of Aldo. You see what I'm saying here?
Yeah, I mean it's a strong parlay candidate. That would juice your parlay for sure. But really, who's up next?
So early prelims, we do have a 5-fight early prelims here, 14-fight card. Um, Featured early prelim, Joaquim Silva at lightweight plus 155, also his odds, oddly enough. Drakkar Klose, his opponent, minus 185. I like Klose here, probably 2 stars. I think Klose is in good form.
I'm going close 3 stars, baby. I
Woo!
love this pick. And I love close by KO. That's what I haven't got a chance to look up yet. What's close by KO? That's a prop of the week nominee.
Ooh, let's hope they have it with it being an early prelim.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
Ooh, they do. Close by KO plus 205.
I'm all over that. I love that so much. I love that so goddamn much. I might do that with Pereira by KO. Close by KO, Pereira by KO, 2-leg, Juice City.
Interestingly enough, close by decision also plus 200. So they're saying close, essentially plus 200 to me, if you're saying is the same odds for knockout or decision, that's like saying even money that if he wins, it's one of these two. Like it won't be a sub, in other words.
Yeah. Well, and like, if you don't mind going to Joaquin Silva's topology, like I'm almost positive he has like multiple losses by KO. Like he's a guy who gets KO.
Let's see. Mr. Joaquim Silva has 3 losses by KO and 1 by decision. Sarukian ground and pound in him out. Ricky Glenn KO'd him. And Nasrat Hakparas KO'd him.
Yep.
And he has a decision loss to Vince Pichel, who's fighting before him now.
Yep. Vince Pichel is old as shit. As far as power rankings go, man, I got Drakkar Klose at 34. I had Joaquim Silva somewhere in the 50s. So like that's how you get the 3-star. Yeah, I have Joaquim Silva at 55, down with like John Makdessi, who's been cut, Charlie Campbell, Michael Johnson, Mashate, guys like that. That's the level I think he's at. And I think Drakkar Klose is at a way higher level than that. I don't think Drakkar Klose is a world beater, but I think he's definitely a Joaquim Silva beater.
Absolutely, 100% agree with you. He is in my regular parlay as well.
Me too. Parlay, like a parlay lock.
Yes,
like parlay lock.
Yes. He's like Britu is as well for me. I just feel the same about them as far as where they are, who they've fought, and how their opponent is fighting currently. That being said, Tapology also has close ranked 21, Joaquim Silva 42. Big difference in 21 and 42 at lightweight, like huge. So, feel pretty good about
honestly,
that.
Honestly, I kind of hate the matchmaking for that reason. Like, I don't think that was a good fight to put together. I don't think that really gets either guy anything. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why that fight was made personally. Like, I think Drakkar Klose should have got a better opponent. But anyway, I mean, that's neither here nor there. But like, yeah, I'm all over Klose.
Yeah, same. We'll keep it pushing. Stay in the lightweight division. Go to Mauricio Hufi, I assume, because it's Ruffy, Brazil, so Hufi. Minus 210 versus Jamie Malarkey, plus 175. I actually think Malarkey's a pretty live dog here.
Really? I usually hate Malarkey. I thought you were the president of the Malarkey Haters Club.
I am, but a kid making his debut in Rio coming down a weight class, which isn't a 10-pound cut, it's an extra 15 because he's used to fighting at welterweight in the Brazilian circuit. I don't love
I
don't love all those circumstances on a minus 210.
Malarkey's on a fat L streak, though, isn't he? I mean, Malarkey. I say that as a guy who's bet on Malarkey. I've lost a lot of money betting on Jamie Malarkey. Like,
So he has the loss to Hack Prass this last December. Before that, he beat Makdessi, and before that, he lost to Naimov. But then before that, he beat Michael Johnson and Francisco Prado. So 3-2 in his last 5.
I mean, I'm going Hoofy 1 star. I mean, I probably won't actually bet it.
I have Malarkey 1 star, but probably won't bet it either. But I think that is a live dog for people out there just really scavenging dogs. But we already gave you 2 that are insane.
Yeah, we gave you better dogs.
And then honestly, Paul Craig's a better dog too. So Malarkey, if you really need a 4th option for a dog on a 4-leg dog lay, because you're a dog at heart, that's it.
Hey, if you're betting 4-leg dog parlays, like, call them numbers and seek help.
Yeah, bro. You're
1-800.
It's the guy looking at the plus 2350, like, oh yeah, you see how juiced it is, and it's like, you'll never hit it, idiot.
Too much juice, too much sauce.
That being said, we can keep it pushing to women's flyweight, where we'll see if I can read these names. We have Dion Barbosa, the easy one, minus 235, versus Ernesta Caracati, plus 190.
That name is a motherfucker, man. This is like an actual no bet, like a real no bet. Debut on debut violence. Why bet on that? I mean, there's no frame of reference. Yeah, why bet on this when we're giving you 3 stars and juicy dogs and juicy props? Why bet this? No bet for me.
Yeah, absolutely no bet. Only thing I could bet here is the under. Let me see what the fight does not go to decision. Where is that?
Unders on women's fights can be dicey.
Okay, here we go.
Unders on women's fights.
Under
debuts.
Under 2.5 rounds plus 160. Just hear me out. Hear me out. I think that Barbosa's going to finish her with a sub. This other girl sucks and has a draw and 3 split decision wins in a row. I mean, that easily could be 4 L's.
That sounds like the over to me, dog. That sounds like she snoozes it up and fights like a women's flyweight.
I agree with you. However, this other girl, well, fucking yeah, I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm pulling the rip.
Value.
Yeah, I'm pulling the rip cord. I'm pulling the rip cord. I'm out on that one.
Abort.
I'm out. That fight sucks. No bet. We'll keep it pushing. Back to a fight that, honestly, card placement, disrespectful to be here, especially below the last 2 fights we just talked about. These are going to be lightweights. Ishmael Bonfim, minus 550 versus Vince, straight from hell, Pichel, plus 375. This is another
one we should have gotten early. It was like minus 470, which is like still parlayable. Minus 550 is not.
I agree with you. Yeah, Bonfim here would be a 3-star. I think there's no way that Pichel wins this being 41 years old. This is him getting retired in Brazil. This is a rough send-off. This is like this is like a Viking dying on the battlefield. He wants it. He needs it. It's the only way he can go.
Zombie Holloway. This is Zombie Holloway, but like early prelims version.
You know what this honestly feels like to me, man? This feels like Dana, like telling him, like, bro, you're 41. You've had 17 professional fights in your career. You haven't fought since 2022. You've fought 5 times in the last 6 years. Like, do you really?
Fuck yourself.
Like, do I really have to sign you another fight? Because his agent keeps calling him, like, yo, Vince needs another fight. Vince with no E. Vince with no E. You know who I'm talking about. Anyway, he keeps calling Dana. And finally, Dana was like, you know what? Fine.
Bonfim.
Here's your last fight. There's no other options.
Well, and to illustrate how we arrived at the 3 stars and how the big money line is, Vince Pichel I have at 42 in the lightweight division. Bonfim I have at 24. I mean, there's so many tiers in between. You know, it's just... This is a feeding. But there's no value to be had. So,
100%.
I mean,
And
what are
also,
these
bro,
props? What are these props? And so first off, before we look at the props, Vince Pichel topology. How does this guy lose? This is how I've been liking to get my props. Like how does this guy lose?
let's see how Vince Pichel loses. Well, he only has 3, 1 sub, 1 KO, 1 decision loss. This bastard.
Wow. So that is not helpful at all. I mean, Bonfim, right? More of a submission guy, you would think, right?
I'm
I mean,
seeing who he's fought with real power. So Rustam Khabilov is who knocked him out, and Khabilov was a motherfucker. I remember him. He was in the UFC. Yeah, I don't see any like big strikers that he's fought. I mean, you could argue Joaquim Silva has knockout power, but not really, right?
and now let's go to Bonfim. How does Bonfim typically win?
Bonfim has 9 KOs out of his 19 wins and 4 subs, which would mean 6 decisions. So half the time he wins by KO, the other half is 50-50.
You know what? Well, this is it's a Bonfim 3-star pick, but it's a no bet in all practicality. I don't like any of those props. I don't like the money line, obviously, not parlayable. So 3-star pick, all verdict XP for days. But as far as my hard-earned American dollar,
you didn't like
I don't know.
You didn't like Bonfim plus 160 for a KO?
Not as much as I like the other props we've already discussed, if that makes sense.
Fair. I mean, Vegas is with you. They have Bonfim by decision plus 170, so they're essentially saying coin flip on a KO or decision once again. Now, that all being said, we'll keep it pushing to the opener of the card. However, a 3-star for me. I have Alessandro Acosta here in the flyweight division, minus 135. I have him as a 3-star against Kevin Borjas at plus 115 because I have Kevin Borjas. And that's Canvin. That's Canvin Borjas.
I have him in my can tier. Now, in all fairness, he's at the very top, the tippy top of the can tier. But Alessandro Costa, what is it, 35? So he's not too far out of the can tier himself. But I think it's more of a Borjas fade. I'm going 2 stars because I don't think Costa's like a world beater. He's a dog though, and I think Kevin Borjas is a can. I'm going 2 stars. You're going 3 stars. Either way, it sounds like a parlay lock to me.
Yeah, it's just like for me, Costa. He's 1-2 in the UFC, but his losses are to Albazi and Urseg, and it's like when he fought Albazi, he gave him a strong fight, but got finished. When he fought Urseg, he fought him hard for all 3 rounds.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, he's been fed to the Lions, and he's getting his reward. This is his reward for taking those fights.
100%. And that's why I kind of love the minus 135. I did have it originally as 2 stars, and then I saw minus 135, and I was like, oh, I could bet it as a straight and still be happy with the return. So I moved it to a 3-star.
No, for sure, bro. So parlay lock, and that wraps up all the fights. But all right, pull up that parlay calculator, and let's get to crunching numbers, fam.
Yes, sir. I got it ready. What do we got?
All right, so I'm gonna have one. This as an option because I might do one little conservative 2-legger, Costa and close. So I guess that would be what minus 135 and minus 185. What's the 2-leg?
Plus 168 there.
I might do a 1 unit on that just to like. I said this is our get right week. This is our get our so.
But let me just ask you this: if you're gonna do that, why don't you just do Gomez and close?
Well, because like you said, we're all over Costa. Like we're all over it. I mean, why miss out on that?
I was gonna say you have more stars though on Gomez.
Just the plus money. I don't know. So I have that as an option. Gomez is going to be my 4th leg on a separate one. I'm going to do. Okay. I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do the 2-leg and a 4-leg that includes Orlby and Gomez. So if you had to pick who's as far as the 3rd leg, would you rather the 3rd leg be Orlby or the 3rd leg be Gomez? How are you feeling on that? On parlay this, construction
so is this the official? Oh, this is our official parlay here for the show. I see.
Yeah, basically, yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to hash out with the 2-star plus 168. Obviously conservative. We don't want to be minty bets here. So I think that was for my own personal. We'll give it at least a 3-star. So it really depends. I don't know, but you're all over Britos. So you
Yeah.
probably want to do Brito close and oral by, don't you?
Yeah, 100%. I love that.
We may have separate parlays this week, but I don't think that's anything wrong with that.
So
So
that
go ahead and do that. Yeah,
yeah,
Brito close and oral by.
just those three?
Yeah, what's that? Because I think that's your parlay, right? Or one of them.
Oh, I'd probably throw Costa on that one just for the extra squeeze.
And Costa. So that'll be Harrison's parlay. Go ahead and give the people that number.
So that one's plus 496, and then I'm probably going to be an absolute degenerate. And I'm going to add William Gomez because that takes it from what did I just say? Plus 496
Yeah.
to plus 1092.
Woo! Love that. Love
So
that.
probably going to take the 5-leg plus 1100. I know it seems like value chasing, but I never see plus 1100 on my 5 legs. So it tells me I'm in the right spot.
Close oral by Costa.
Bre-
That's only 4 legs,
Brito.
right? Oh, and Brito. Yeah, Brito, close oral by Costa and Gomez plus 1092. No, I don't hate that at all. Now for mine, do Costa close and oral by 3 leg.
Costa close oral by. That is going to give you plus 275. I don't hate that.
I'm just minty betsing it up over here. All right, add Gomez to that one. Add Gomez to that one.
Plus 650. Gomez is the key to a good parlay this week. I'm just going to be honest because the plus 100, he's going to juice everything insane. And you have his 3 stars.
You have missed 3 stars. I really do. Now,
You're scaring yourself with the number. Take the number out of it.
I know. Real quick. What's Costa close Gomez 3 leg?
That I was very interested in that myself. Plus 436.
I think that's a strong candidate as well. I think that Costa close Gomez, I think, is going to be my Dom's parlay of the week. And I think your parlay of the week. Are you giving out the 5-legger as your official? You putting your name on the 5-legger?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
On the graphic.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
But I think all right. So on mine, I'm gonna put my name. I'm gonna put my reputation on the Costa close Gomez plus 436. I think that's value. I think that's likely to happen. I love that 3-leg.
Fair, super fair. I think we're both finding good value on good picks here. Now, dog of the week, we both agree. Kovalevich plus 325.
Yeah, Kovacevic, and I mean Gomez too. If you want to do a Gomez straight bet, and you got a little bit bigger of a bankroll. If you're a plus 100 straight bet kind of guy, I think that's about as good as one as you're going to find. They said I got Gomez as a 3-star, so if you're going to count the plus 100, that would be my official dog of the week. But Kovacevic plus 325 is Sprinkle City. I love that. That's enough to make a cheap bastard like me throw a straight bet on it.
100%. I'm probably honestly going to bet Kovalevich straight, and then I might honestly parlay her and Gomez. Because
that's a juicy 2-leg.
Yeah, plus
that's a juicy 2-leg. All right, hold on. I got to note that down.
Now I do
Gomez and Kovacevic plus what?
Gomez Kovalevich plus 750.
That seems worth a sprinkle to me.
Now, who would you say is your absolute favorite on the card under 500 value? Or under minus 500?
You know what? I'm going with Jakar Close. Minus 185. I'm going with Close.
So just hear me out. If you take Close, Gomez, and Kovalevich plus 1210.
Close plus 1210.
Yeah, for that 3-legger.
That's juicy. There's some fun to be had. We're giving you guys some gold here. Like, if you want to just be a robot and bet the official stuff, but we're giving you, if you want to dive in the weeds, be a little nuanced, really listen to what we have to say. I mean, we're giving you options here, people.
You can get plus 2,000 for Kovalevich, Gomez, Britu, and Close.
So it's plus 2,000.
Yeah.
That's juicy as fuck. I mean, if I did that, it would be like hey, I'm putting my trust in you. You know what I'm saying? Because like you're all over Brito. I'm not. I kind of like Jack Shore. Like I don't think Jack Shore is like dog shit. Like I'm not. I think Brito wins like a close fight. Like, I think it's close. I just don't think. I don't think he like dog walks him.
All right. Well, then let's. All right. Just for the sake of argument, if you do oral buys, still plus 1,700.
See, I think Orobai, how you said Gomez is the parlay maker. I think Orobai is the parlay killer this week as far as value goes. Orobai's value is like
minus 250 is not bad at all. When there's all these minus 450s and 600s and 850s and shit.
And maybe it's the value goblins in my ear. All the parlays that don't include Orobai are so juicy.
But this one, like,
you know what
I'm saying this one as a four-legger, like, without oral buy, it's plus 1,200. You add oral buy, you get an extra 530.
But I'm saying I think I'm cool with the like. Maybe this is me not being greedy for once. Like I think the plus 1,200. Like I don't think you need to juice a plus 1,200.
That's fair.
Like, you know
I see.
You know
yeah,
I mean?
Actually, yeah. The goblins were eating me alive there. Now, all right. So I do have one last one I gotta build here, which is the All Brazil parlay that I will put something on. So with that, obviously,
official props as well. I don't think we hit the official props.
No, we haven't. But I do want it before we leave parlays here. While I have it open, hit these.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have Costa, Pantoja. Problem here is finding the Brazilians that actually even have value that's worth taking at this point.
I know.
Britu, and I guess Bonfim. Might just do Britu. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so plus 321 on the three-legger. Plus 398 on the four-legger. Yeah, it's not really worth it. So I'll do a three-leg Brazil parlay as well. You know what?
Good on it. Good on it. I never can get behind those.
I'll bet Aldo on it too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, if you're doing an all Brazil parlay, you gotta have Aldo.
And
you gotta be
also because kicking Aldo on it brings it to plus 850 on the four legs. So
Pantoja, Aldo. Who is it? Pantoja, Aldo,
Britu, and Costa.
I don't hate that. Hold on. Pantoja, Aldo,
Britu, Costa,
and Costa is how much?
Plus 850.
See, that's an all Brazil parlay I can get behind, especially that because I'm not. I don't. You notice we didn't have Martinez on any of our parlays, so it's not even a hedge.
I know, yeah. And I didn't really put Aldo on anything else either. He's the fourth leg of the Brazil parlay because he's King of Rio.
Yeah, dude, there's some fun to be had this week. There's some fun to be had this week. That's all Brazil parlay. I've seen I saw this viral reel going around about if you actually bet every Brazilian fighter. But this is like a realistic, like not pie in the sky, not fucking pipe dream. Like this is like a realistic four-leg all Brazil parlay. If you want to bet a all Brazil parlay, just to kind of get in the spirit, get in the holiday spirit.
It's the strongest Brazilian underdog, like the Brazilian underdog with the best chance of underdog odds, and then three Brazilian favorites that aren't over minus 200. Like it's probably the best Brazil four-leg you can build.
Agreed for sure. And then props, man. My sub plus 750 seems worth a sprinkle. It really fucking does. And then I'll probably just do close by KO at plus 205.
Me too.
I think if I'm going to do all these other parlays, I don't need to do a method of victory two-legger and get greedy. And Pereira by KO at minus 150, like, if there wasn't so much other value, then I might do a sprinkle on Pereira by KO, close by KO, two leg. But I just don't think that's necessary this week. I think there's like other value to be had.
I will say I fully agree with you. Fully agree with you. And here's even better reason is that we like the plus 205 more than the minus 150, if that makes sense. And
Yeah, agreed.
and so
Agreed. Yeah.
even if we parlayed them, it's only plus 408. So it's really not even worth the extra risk of not getting the Pereira KO when we're not as sure about it, and it's the minus 150.
Yeah, you're better off taking that unit and doing the coast to close Gomez three leg for plus 436,
Or the
or
Brazil
the
parlay.
Brazil parlay, Brito close oral by Costa. Your Harrison's parlay of the week plus 496. I like that play better than the method of victory two legger for a similar value.
Yeah, couldn't agree more, but that will wrap it up for the betting show. UFC 301 coming to chase UFC 300. We'll see how it compares. It is UFC Brazil, so you know the crowd's going to be super sweet. And when I say sweet, I mean so hostile. So, can't wait to watch it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you don't subscribe, then you're not going to get reminded when these videos drop. And how else are you going to get money from Vegas?
No, for sure, man. We're tapped in. Our power rankings are leading us in the right direction here. And man, the thing about it was whatever card came after 300 was going to be, a blue balls type of situation. So everybody's hating on this card. I'm ready for it, especially with these juicy parlays we got riding.
I like how they played it because, like, a Vegas crowd would probably be, like, kind of lackluster because 300 was the most recent one. A Brazil crowd's
Exactly.
never going to be lackluster.
Exactly. And yeah, there's moments that could happen. Like if Urseg wins the belt in Brazil, like that's gonna be a fucking moment. Like that's gonna be, I think, like a viral moment. I ought to say that.
100%. I hope it doesn't happen because I want the Brazil parlay. But we will find out in about 72 hours' time.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it, man. Like and subscribe. Thanks, bro.